We have introduced a feature called transformer in the latest release version 1.9. This video will give a brief introduction of transformer. Transformers are custom functions that will be invoked during the data loading lifecycle. There are two types of transformers, input transformer and output transformer. As the name indicates, they are invoked at different stages. Input transformer is invoked after a message is read from the source, such as Kafka or RabbitMQ. Output transformer is invoked before a rule is inserted to the target table from external table. Input transformer is implemented based on Go native plugin mechanism, so you should implement your custom transform function first. Your function doesn't need to have name transform, but it should have the same function signature with the example here. And you can get the raw message with get input, and after some processing, set the output result with set output. You should also set the transform status with set transform status. There are three status: accept, reject, and error. If the status is accept, the output will be sent to its downstream. If the status is reject, the output will be rejected and the input message is simply dropped. But it doesn't prevent the job to process the subsequent messages. If the status is error, the job will stop with an error. And after writing code, just execute go build with plugin build mode. And in the second step, we add the transformer config under Kafka or RabbitMQ input section. Here you can update the path, transform, and properties. Path will have plugin path that was built from the first step. If the path is not found, the job will fail in prepare stage. Transform contains transform function name. Properties are some custom key value pairs that will be passed to transform function. You can get them with get property, and you can find more examples and documentation in this repository. Output transformer is implemented based on Postgres user-defined function. So you should implement your custom transform function first and create it like this. And your function doesn't need to have name transform, but it should have the same function signature with the example here. The function has two arguments. The first argument is a single rule of external table, and you can reference its column using expression like this. The second argument is a JSON type property. You can reference the custom property using expression like this. For the second step, transformer config will be added under output section of Kafka or RabbitMQ. You can add configuration details for transformer here that include transform to add transform function name, property to include the custom key value pair that will be passed as a second argument for transform function. Columns will have the list of columns to be returned by transform function. And here is a simple demo video. In this demo, we will show the following transformation. The source message is a simple JSON with key A and B. And the input transformer will try to pass the JSON to CSV format and add a new column C with value A divide B. If B equals to 0, the transformer will drop the message. And the output transformer will add a new column D with value A plus B plus 2. Okay, now let's see the video. First, I will run this code to produce 3 JSON messages to transformer demo queue. Okay, now we can see there are 3 messages ready here. Then let's take a look at the job config file. And here is the input transformer config. And this is the path of our input transform plugin file. It is built with go build command, and we will build it later. Our function name is path to CSV and add column C. I also add a property here. It is just an example to show how we can use property. Okay, now let's see the code of this function. And these 2 lines are just an example to show how we can use logger and get the property we specified in job config file with context. And here we get the input message, and it has a JSON format, so we marshal it to the record struct. If there is some error here, we will set transformer status to error. Then we check the value of B. If B equals to 0, we will set transformer status to reject. Otherwise, we will output a CSV format string and set transform status to accept. Okay, now I will sync my code to server and build it. Let's go back to the job config file. In data section, we set the format to CSV instead of JSON because we have changed the format of the message from JSON to CSV in input transformer here. And this is the output transformer config. And the function add column D is defined here. And it is really easy to understand, I think. And I will execute it in pSQL. Okay, let's check the target table by the way. We can see it is empty now. I think we can submit the job now because everything is ready. First, I will start a GP stream server. Okay, now let's start submit the job. Okay, the job is started. And these logs are generated by input transformer. And here, one message is dropped because B equals to 0. Now let's check the target table. We can see 2 rows have been inserted successfully. That's all. Thank you for watching.